Hi, Sandy. Good morning. Sorry it took me so long to get back to you. We had other plans last night, and so I wasn't able to get to you last night. So here we are this morning. So we need to know about this guy, this customer, if I understand the email right, that's come into your work and commented on your appearance in some way, shape, or form. So we're going to pull some tarot, some harsh truths, and don't ignore the signs, and we'll see if there's any reason that you have the ick or if it's just something else going on. All right, tell her what she needs to know. Ooh, well, that was unexpected. You have the Emperor out as your first card. Okay, that's strange. The Emperor, the Two of Pentacles. I feel like you're juggling, but it could be this person juggling. Could be finances, could be relationships, could be that they just have a lot on their plate right now. But the Emperor, you already know, is divine masculine energy. So this person could be, very confident. They could be somebody who's well put together, somebody that, likes to be in control, things like that, likes to be the one to make the first move. The Two of Pentacles, juggling things, needing some balance somewhere. And then we have the King of Swords and the Seven of Cups. I do feel like you're dealing with somebody who doesn't show a lot of emotions. I feel like that could be your husband, and they can be difficult, challenging to be in a long-term relationship. They're not a good fit necessarily, air signs and water signs, only because I feel like the water signs need kind of reassurance. They need the emotional aspect in a companionship, a marriage, a relationship. Because without that, I feel like they're always kind of searching elsewhere to get those needs met. And that's not something that you necessarily want to have to do. Seven of Cups says there's lots of options, lots of options around you. Lots of options that maybe you don't even know about. But I feel like you're really looking for your Emperor, right? And Wheel of Fortune's at the bottom of the deck too. So there's positive changes coming for money. Pay raise, promotion, things like that. Unexpected money coming in. What else? Three of Cups, the reason to celebrate. Okay, what else? High Priestess. You got to trust your instincts and intuition. Spirit keeps giving me that for you too. And Judgment. Okay, so we do have some decisions to make, but I feel like it's between a few options in love. If I'm being quite honest with you, I feel like there is somebody that is in your energy in some way, shape, or form that is everything that you need them to be. Really, they are. This Emperor energy would be, it's end game, that's the finality of it. But we have the King of Swords out here, and we have the Seven of Cups. So it's, again, we're juggling some things. We've got multiple options. The Lovers, you've got to make a decision. Seven of Cups, got to make a decision. Knight of Swords, someone's going to take action though. It leads to a celebration. Interesting. Knight of Wands, yeah. You got some movement coming in. I feel like there's two energies that might actually make a move. But one, it's like collateral damage, Ten of Wands. So you want to let that stuff go. What else? Eight of Swords. You're really overthinking this situation. We have the Empress and the Emperor. But we do have a pair. So I feel like ultimately you've got to make that choice, right? You got to decide what it is you want or who it is you want. Seven of Pentacles, definitely work frustrations, money frustrations. Two of Wands, needing to decide what you want for your future. All right, so what are the harsh truths that she needs? You have options, okay? You already know that. If you really decided that you wanted to go in a new direction with somebody new, there's options. If you spoke up and you said, hey, hi, my name's Sandy, what you doing? And spoke up and said you're interested or you'd like to see where things go. I feel like something could happen from that. But I feel like you're holding yourself back, whatever reasons you have for doing that. And so it's kind of, we just keep juggling back and forth. So Spirit wants you to be unique, stand out, and be yourself, right? That's going to draw a good partnership to you. This person could be non-committal type, could be you. However it fits, put it in there. And I feel like the ick thing that you said that you're getting, the ick feeling, is you're wondering what somebody's hiding. If you always go into new situations wondering what the bad stuff is, you'll find it. I promise you, you will. So I feel like you do need to let your wall down a little bit. But here's the thing. You want to let your wall down for the right people. You don't want to let your wall down for a dirtbag. You don't want to let your wall down for someone who is non-committal, right? You want to let your guard down for somebody who's genuine, who's real, who's actually done the work on themselves to be their best version, because that's what you're working on, right? So we want it to be equally yoked. What's crazy is you do have the Emperor and the Empress out here, so there is somebody in your energy that's doing the work, whether it's your husband or elsewhere. So I do think somebody's going to communicate that they want forgiveness. It could be the husband if he's done anything, maybe you guys had a fight or whatever. Maybe one of you is trying to seek forgiveness. Could be you. You're not crazy. It's called gaslighting. So whoever is this non-committal type, I feel like could be playing head games. It could be this person you're asking about, but I don't feel that. I really don't. I feel like it's somebody else that's gaslighting you in some way, shape, or form. So be strong, be firm, decide what it is that you want. I feel like you really want your independence. Yep. Freedom, breaking free from things that are holding you back. Is it you, though? Like, blatantly honest, is it you holding you back? And is it fear? Because that means your ego's in control, not your intuition. Hiccups for confirmation. And you have the High Priestess out here telling you, honey, you gotta listen to your intuition. Have to. That's the only way we're gonna go forward. We have to trust our instincts. And then that's gonna help us to break free. And you are working on healing. So I love that. You're working on healing past trauma, wounds, and pain. What other harsh truths does she need about this man with a ponytail that's paid her compliments at work? What does she need to know about this person? Clean up your own mess. So accountability, if there's collateral damage anywhere, you're working on letting go of all that stuff, right? You don't want somebody who's non-committal. You don't want somebody who's gaslighting you. But I feel like it's somebody else's energy I'm picking up. I don't feel like it's this stranger, because you don't know anything about this person. So I don't think that that's it at all. So I'm going to pull more cards. You remember that you're not everyone else's cup of tea, so you got to find your tribe, because you have to be unique. You have to be yourself. And you want somebody who's also upfront and honest. One more sticking out here. Truth hurts, but lies always hurt worse. So the advice is be upfront and honest. Okay, Spirit, what does she need to know about the guy from work? Guy from work. Why is he giving her the ick? Ooh, you're about to go forward in a new direction, taking a giant leap forward. That's interesting. Okay, what else? Ooh, straight to jail. I don't like this card so much. To me, it's kind of like a stalker card. If anybody's done anything stupid, they're going to get found out for it. So it could feel like you're kind of in prison, confined. But you're going to get out of that, right? You're setting yourself free. Karma. What goes around comes around, so be very careful. You need to find the balance, though, right? Because yin-yang is all about balance. So is what you're currently doing in life, all the way around, okay? Not just love relationships. All the way around. Are you paying into good karma or negative karma? And you want to make sure it's good. That's how you undo the bad, right? Is you have to do a lot of acts of kindness, good deeds, without expecting anything back, right? You just have to put yourself out there. You just have to be a good, kind-hearted person and do things like acts of service. So that might be something to think about. And Uno reverse. So there's major turnarounds, a leap forward, because you've decided to go in a new direction, which gives you a fresh start. Ooh, and magnetic attraction, interesting. So he's giving you the ick. There's something about him giving you the ick, but magnets also do that, right? Like they push back before they can attract, right? They repel and they attract. It's the push and the pull. I don't know. Interesting. All right. You're going to be faced with a fork in the road, some sort of deciding moment where you're going to have to pick, right? Because you can't juggle forever. You can't constantly go, oh, maybe it's this person. Oh, maybe it's that person. Oh, I'm curious about this one. Oh, I'm curious about that one. You're going to have to pick. What do you want to do? Like, I'm not trying to be shitty or anything, but legitimately, if what you're doing currently is not making you happy, you're not where you want to be, then you've got to make a decision to change that, because you've got all these options out here that I feel like are literally just that. They're just options. I don't see anything real tangible other than the Emperor and the Empress. Like, oh yeah, that's a fucking pair, you know? The rest of it's just like, it's just there. There's not anything that's like, oh my gosh, that's so solid. Oh my gosh, like, holy crap, that's the person. We have non-committal out here. So the person could have just been nice, you know, they could have just been complimenting you on something that they thought looked appealing. I mean, I think it would be different if he like tried to hold your hand when you gave him back his change, or, you know, it was like gazing in your eyes or something crazy. You know what I mean? Like that would be a little bit different. But some people are just nice and they just pay people compliments too. I just don't get anything that's like, holy cow, you know, this guy is like falling for you. I feel like the Emperor is probably, at this point, it's your husband and you, right? Because you're still there. But Spirit's trying to take you to new heights. They're trying to move you out of something you don't want to be in. And you have the leapfrog, plus you have elevation. So there are changes ahead. You are going in a new direction because you're entering a new timeline. And I feel like once you enter that, that's when these changes really happen. But it always hinges on a decision for you. Always. It's like every reading we do, there's something that says you're at a crossroads. You need to make a choice. You've got to figure out what you want to do going forward. What do you want to pick? You know, and it's like Spirit keeps telling you the same things because you haven't actually decided yet. And I feel like that's really what holds it all back. Because you don't want to be, you know, scammed. You definitely don't want to be with somebody who isn't being honest or is gaslighting you or anything like that. That's not what you want. You want somebody who's genuine, who's real, who's truthful, who's wanting the same things that you want. So in the meantime, practice self-love and self-care. Work on you. Meet your needs first. Rest and recharge. But we have the crush card. So, I mean, this person could reveal that they have a crush on you. They could come in and bring you flowers, you know. I don't know if you wear a wedding ring. Some people don't wear wedding rings, you know. I have an engagement ring. Some days I wear it and some days I don't. And I feel like some people don't know if you're actually with somebody or not. Some people are just so blind they don't even look, you know, like you might wear wedding rings to work or whatever, and people may not even notice that. I feel like people used to look for those a lot more than they do now, because I don't think people even give a shit anymore. They're like, oh, you're married? Cool. You want to leave them and come with me? Like, I've seen it happen so many times I've lost count. All right, so what is her advice for this situation? Two of Cups. Well, shit. Spirit has jokes. So you could have a crush on someone could have a crush on you. Okay, Two of Cups, we already know that's soulmates, that's union. We do have the Emperor and the Empress out here. We have the Nine of Cups, so there's a wish fulfillment trying to come in. Could have to do with work. We got the Queen of Pentacles. Again, you are the link here that you need to decide what you want with the Hanged Man. You do need boundaries, you know, Seven of Wands, but there is some sort of wish fulfillment trying to come in. Could be a crush. Strength here. I feel like it's going to take courage for you to make changes, for you to actually make a decision. And Four of Cups. There's some sort of unexpected love offer coming in. So I have a card in here called Ick. Let me find it for you. It did not come out on its own. So I do think part of this is you need to lower your guard. But again, you need to lower it for the right people. You don't want to lower your guard for somebody that gives you the ick. See? Because that, if that one would have come out, then I would have been like, yeah, that's confirmation that there's something off with this guy. I don't know if this is the person that's non-committal. And sometimes people are non-committal because they haven't found their perfect match, right? They're a little magnetic attraction here. So things can either attract or repel, right? Maybe you or them have both dealt with frauds and counterfeits, but you're starting to elevate. Something is definitely changing with you. You have the leapfrog, so you're going in a new direction, and you have the elevation card. Your purpose right now is to let all these other distractions go and to focus on what you want. And your readings have been saying that for a while now. What do you want? What do you really want? Do you want to stay in your marriage? No one's going to fault you for that. If you love him, you want to work through it, you've been there a long time, work through it. Do what you want to do. If you're miserable, you hate it there, you want your freedom, do what you need to do, get your ducks in a row and go in a new direction. Either one that you choose, as long as you are okay and content with it, is not a bad decision. You have to be okay with it. But you also have to decide, right? Because you have the fork in the road. So some sort of deciding moment is coming. Let me pose a question to you. If tomorrow your current partner said, I've been seeing other people behind your back, I've been chatting with other people, I'm interested in exploring where things go with them, and I want a divorce, would that crush you? Or would it be like, oh, thank God? You know, like, would it crush you if you found out that he was talking to other people, interested in other people, looking elsewhere? Or would you be relieved? Because you really need to decide, because that's the energy that, you know, I see here, is that somebody could have a crush on you, somebody could have feelings, but are they going to commit? Just because they got a crush, just because they like you, they think you're cute, they might want to sleep with you or whatever, doesn't mean they're a good fit, you know? And like, I know when I was a lot younger, in my 20s and everything, I had plenty of options if I wanted them, but I didn't want them, you know? I wanted somebody that I could literally build a life with, that I could grow old with, that we had a lot of things in common, or we had similar viewpoints on life, things like that. And I feel like sometimes we get a second chance at that later in life, and sometimes we don't. And I do think that Spirit's trying to move you into this new direction to put you in alignment with things that you really do want. So it's like, do you want to take that leap of faith and go in a new direction? Because it's going to take you here. If you don't, I mean, you can still get here, but I feel like it takes more effort. But again, if you want a fresh start, it's here. And if you don't, it's also here. You can stay where you're at, right? Because we do have a match here. We do have the Emperor and the Empress. But I do think someone has a crush on you. And I do think that that person's going to speak up. When, I don't know, but it could be Valentine's Day, which is, I think, tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. So to answer your question, I'm not 100% sure why you get the ick from this person. But I think that there's always a reason why our instincts tell us something. Most of the time, I would say our first instinct about people is usually correct. Usually, not always. Sometimes I feel like we don't give people a fair shot right out the gate, and other times I feel like our instincts are like, yeah, no, there's something off about that person. So ask yourself, you know, are your instincts typically dead on? Do you read people really well, or is your judgment a little clouded in that area because you're like, what does this guy want? What is he after? Maybe he was just being nice to you. I don't know. But I do think that somebody has a crush on you. It could be you have a crush on someone too, and it might not even be this person that we're doing a reading about. I don't see anything really like, oh my God, that guy is a walking... Sorry, I don't mean to laugh, but my guide is like, he's a walking bag of dicks. It's too early for that, Demi. Knock it off. Anyways, sorry. No, I don't think this guy is a walking bag of dicks, but I do feel I do feel like you need to make a decision, because I feel like whoever this Emperor is for you, you know, I think that's what you ultimately want, is somebody that's on the same page with you, somebody that wants the same things, wants to go in a new direction, all those things. But we also want to be careful because karma's out here. And so you don't want to incur any negative stuff, right? You just want to undo any of the bad shit that we've acquired in this life so we can finally go home and rest when it's our time. We don't have to come back and repeat any lessons, because that sucks. So I do think there's this crush element here. And I do think somebody's going to speak up, but I just think Spirit's trying to take you in a different direction right now. And you have to decide if that's what you want. Because you always have a choice. You always have a choice. And Spirit's asking you to choose. What do you want? And they're playing that scene from The Notebook where Noah's telling Allie, she's like, come there, but she has a fiance and she's deciding what she wants to do. Does she want to stay with Noah? Does she want to go with the other guy and live a happy life, whatever? And he's asking her to choose. What do you want? Do you want me? Do you want him? Forget about what everybody else in the situation wants. Not me, not him, not your parents. What do you want? And pick. You know, you have choices here. 7 of Cups is out here. You've got deciding moments. You've got, all these things. And I feel like some of this might even keep you awake at night. You worry about all these other things and people and situations going on. But what do you ultimately want? Have you found a person in your life besides your husband that is like, holy crap, there's just something about them, It's like, no matter what I do, I can't get them off my mind. And it's not like an obsession. It's just like, you hope they're okay. You wonder what they're doing, things like that. I wonder if they're dating anybody, And is there anybody in your life that's like that, where it would be worth it to end a marriage over because you'd be happy, or not? Are they just options? Are they just, a dime a dozen, dirtbags, non-committal, fuckboys? Because if that's the options, those aren't a real option for you. You've elevated to a point where you need an emperor to match your energy, and you can't settle for less than that, right? You can't settle for pages or knights because they're not in alignment with your energy. And same thing, right? Just like we were talking about the catty females at your work. Their powers are beneath you. So even if they try and throw magic at you, it's deflected. It's not going to do anything because you're at a different level than they are, and they can't reach you at that point. And I feel like that's what Spirit's trying to show you, is that you're at a certain level where you have to meet an emperor. At a minimum, it has to be a king. It can't be less than that because it's not in alignment. It will not work. And Spirit's flat out telling you that, they're trying to restore balance into your life. You have to make a decision because you are going in a new direction. And sometimes they're going to elevate you whether you want to go in that new direction or not. The tower's not out here. But, a tower's going to come to wreck your world and rock your shit so that you can actually get what it is that you want. Oh. So we have King of Wands, the Fool, and the 8 of Cups. You're going to have to walk away from something in order to go in a new direction. Take your leapfrog. And then, you have possibilities of other options. You do have a couple of the kings out here. You had, let's see, King of Wands, King of Swords. And I thought there was one more, maybe not. So, there are options. But do you want them? That's really what I feel like it boils down to. Yeah, you have options. Yeah, there's guys that are going to notice you, pay attention to you, pay you compliments, maybe take you out on dates. But are they going to commit if that's what you want? Even if you didn't get married again. Let's just say you were in a long-term, healthy, happy relationship. Is that something you want? Or would you rather be single for a while and just do you and, date if you want to. Go out with girlfriends, spend time alone. Whatever it is that floats your boat. What do you want? Because I feel like you have to choose. And I feel like there is this instance that you have to walk away from what's not serving you to get there. So I feel like there's going to be some choices needing to be made. As far as this guy goes, it looks like he's non-committal. He might just be flirtatious. I don't see anything that's like he's gonna really go after anything, but he might have a crush and he might come in and flirt with you if he sees you, things like that. But I don't think it's really gonna necessarily go anywhere, at least not right now, because you've got choices to make, and Spirit's not gonna align you with a new person yet because you haven't closed the old chapters yet. 8 of Cups is out here. We have the fork in the road. So I feel like what sucks is you're kind of in this limbo energy. And you know that already. You're kind of in this in between because you are technically still with this other person. And then, we're curious about all these other options. So Spirit's kind of like, well, make a decision and we'll help align you with what you want. But you've got to make that choice first. So there is potential, Emperor and Empress, for there to be something there. But I feel like you have to leave what you're currently dealing with first. And Spirit's trying to move you. They're trying to elevate you. So what do you want? That's really what I feel like. What else does she need to know about this situation? Fraud, scams, lies, and bullshit. We don't want to get caught up in that. You got to take some accountability somewhere for anything that you have a part in this. And you want to stay away from negative energy. So cleanse, pray, meditate, release all that stuff. This person could be watching you. Maybe they're waiting, for an opportunity to speak up. But Spirit wants to upgrade you in life. So you got to make a choice going forward. The leapfrog, elevation, upgrade in life. I don't know what else you got going on, but Spirit's trying to elevate your status in some way, shape, or form, whether it's money, whether it's getting you out of an unhappy situation, new job. I mean, there's all sorts of things, but there's also this fraudulent energy around you, and I don't like that. I don't want you to get scammed by anybody. I don't want anybody to not be who they are. So that could be what's giving you the ick. Counterfeits, frauds, scams, imposters, okay? And then we have frauds, scams, lies, and bullshit. So that could be what the ick is about. So you need to make a choice, I wouldn't worry so much about him or necessarily anybody else at this point. Here's what I will say about this. If they pay you a compliment, great. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, whatever, move on. If they really want it to go somewhere, they're going to have to man up, find their fucking balls, and actually be like, hi, you're beautiful. My name is so-and-so. What is your name? Are you married? Oh, okay. I'd really like to take you out sometime. If they're not being a man and they're not approaching you like that, they're a bag of dicks and leave them alone. Like, leave them alone. It's not even worth your time. You need somebody that is in that Empress or Emperor energy, not Empress. If they're in their feminine, it's not going to work either. But I feel like you need somebody that's in their divine masculine energy, somebody that knows what they want. They're willing to fight for it. They're willing to go after it, and they don't pussyfoot around. They're not going to beat around the bush and act stupid. They're going to actually come up with a real legitimate offer. And introduce themselves and be a fucking man and a gentleman and approach you like men need to approach you. And so while this guy might have tried to do that, like if he's just testing the waters, that could also be a thing. He might be testing the waters just to see if you're receptive. Some people will, like when I used to cut hair in the salon, men would hit on me all the time and ask me for my number and things like that. And I was just like, not interested. Sorry. I don't date my customers, things like that. It's not a good thing. And there was 2 that I ended up ever dating, and they were both a bag of dicks. They were no good, neither one of them. And so I learned a long time ago that it wasn't a good thing for me to mix business with anything else. And so I had a point with that story. Anyways, I feel like if they really want to make a move, then they will. A true man will not be afraid to like approach somebody that they're like, oh my gosh, there's something there, I don't know about it, but I got to find out. And that's what you want. You want somebody that's going to be genuine and be like, hi, I think you're really cute. Are you single? Do you want to go out for coffee sometime? Here's my name. Here's my number, blah, blah, blah. Can I pick you up at 7? Whatever. that's what you need. You need somebody that's going to take the initiative. And if that's not happening, then it's a no. This year, I feel like all of us need to go in the direction of, if it's not a fuck yeah, I'm all for that person and I'm all in, then it's an immediate fuck no. And leave it at the door. Because you don't want that, right? You're going towards your upgrade in life. Literally, you're going towards your upgrade. So you can't settle for less, right? You can't settle for counterfeits. That's like, if your paycheck came and you worked really hard and you put in all these hours and overtime and they paid you in fake $100 bills, well, that's just not going to work now, is it? It's just not. You need legitimate, you need the real thing, right? Because that's the only thing that will do. So that's what I get from this reading, is you need the real thing. You don't want non-committal type. You don't want anybody who's playing games with you. You want somebody that's genuine. So don't settle for less. But you will be faced with a decision at some point to get to this elevation. So whatever changes you need to make, you want to start figuring out what you need to do, because I feel like Spirit's about to corner you in some area of your life, and they're going to force you to make a decision on what you want. You can't just play in limbo forever. You can't just, we had Two of Pentacles out here in your first row talking about you've got to make a choice, right? You can't keep juggling forever. You've got to decide. So I feel like that's where you're going to be cornered. You're going to have to make a decision. So do what's best for you. No matter what you choose, it's going to be right for you at that right time. You're always where you're supposed to be at any given time. And if you're not, you have the freedom to move. So I hope that helps. I don't see any real reason why this guy gives you the ick. Like, I don't pick up anything that, he's super creepy or anything like that. We don't have the creeper card. He could be, looking to see if you're there, maybe wanders around the store trying to catch a peek at you. But I don't think it's anything super crazy. I think he just thinks you're cute. And he's probably comes to shop and, oh, hey, she's there, catch a quick peek at you. I don't think it's anything super serious. So I hope that helps. Have a good rest of your week. Have a good Valentine's Day. We'll talk soon.